Imagine walking into a home where every corner whispers a story of warmth, comfort, and timeless beauty. A place where the crisp autumn air feels as cozy as a wool blanket, and the scent of cinnamon and pine fills every room. This isn't just a fantasy, this is the feeling you get inside Joanna Gaines' Magnolia farmhouse, and today, I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve that same magic in your own space, even on a tight budget. I know you've probably scrolled through countless photos, dreaming of that perfect vintage farmhouse look, and maybe you felt like it's just out of reach. But what if I told you that the secret isn't a massive budget or a team of designers? The secret lies in a few simple, yet powerful, decorating tricks using thrifted vintage finds, and I'm going to share them all with you. This isn't just about decorating, it's about creating a feeling, a sanctuary you can't wait to come home to. So, if you're ready to transform your home into a cozy autumn haven and maybe even get a head start on that early Christmas charm, you're in the right place. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be inspired and equipped to create the home of your dreams. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more vintage inspiration, and let me know in the comments what your favorite fall decorating tip is. The core of the Magnolia farmhouse style is a deep appreciation for the rustic and the refined. It's a beautiful dance between worn-in textures and clean, simple lines. When we talk about bringing that feeling into our own homes for fall, we're focusing on a palette that's both grounding and inviting. Think about warm, earthy tones, creamy whites, rich tans, deep charcoal grays, and pops of muted greens and terracotta. This color scheme sets the stage for a peaceful and cozy atmosphere, much like the one Joanna Gaines masterfully creates. Instead of bright, jarring colors, we're looking for hues that feel like they've been part of the house for years, creating a sense of history and permanence. This foundation is crucial because it allows the vintage pieces and seasonal decorations we add later to truly shine without overwhelming the space. It's all about creating a backdrop that feels natural and effortless. In the Magnolia farmhouse, even the most utilitarian spaces become points of beauty. The pantry is a perfect example of this. Joanna often uses open shelving to display not just food, but beautiful jars, vintage crockery, and other charming finds. For our fall twist, let's imagine a pantry filled with clear glass canisters holding ingredients like lentils, dried beans, and pastas, their natural colors adding a beautiful, rustic texture. We can add a few decorative gourds or small pumpkins tucked between the jars, or even a simple garland of dried orange slices. It's about making everyday items part of the decor. This approach turns a functional space into a delightful visual experience, making even mundane tasks like grabbing a bag of flour feel a little more special. It's a simple, yet impactful, way to bring that thoughtful farmhouse style to life. Creating a cozy corner is a hallmark of fall decorating, and it's a technique Joanna Gaines uses to perfection. It's all about layering. Start with a neutral foundation, like a comfortable armchair or a plush sofa. Then, pile on the textures. We're talking about a chunky knit throw blanket draped casually over the arm, a few throw pillows in different fabrics, maybe a linen one, a wool one, and one with a subtle pattern. The key is to mix and match textures to create visual interest and a sense of warmth. Think about a basket on the floor filled with more blankets, ready to be grabbed on a chilly evening. This kind of layering invites you to sit down, relax, and stay a while. It transforms a simple seating area into a welcoming sanctuary, perfect for sipping a warm cup of tea and enjoying the changing season. The secret ingredient to an authentic farmhouse look isn't a catalog, it's a treasure hunt. Thrift stores, flea markets, and antique shops are your best friends. This is where you'll find those unique pieces that give your home soul and character. We're on the lookout for things like old wooden crates, tarnished silver trays, rustic stoneware pitchers, and vintage glass bottles. Don't be afraid of a little wear and tear, those imperfections are what tell the story. A chippy, distressed paint finish on a side table is a badge of honor, not a flaw. These items are the jewelry of your home, and they are what will make your space feel truly one of a kind. The thrill of finding the perfect piece at a bargain price is an added bonus, and it's what makes the decorating process so much fun. Once you have your thrifted treasures, the next step is to arrange them into beautiful vignettes. A vignette is a small, carefully curated display that tells a mini-story. On a console table, you could place a stack of old, leather-bound books, a vintage brass candlestick holder with a flickering candle, and a small vase filled with a sprig of dried fall foliage. The key is to group items with different heights, textures, and materials to create a balanced and interesting composition. On a mantelpiece, you could line up a collection of mismatched vintage bottles, each holding a single sprig of wheat or a dried flower. These small, intentional arrangements are what give a room its character and make it feel personal and lived in. Fall is all about celebrating the bounty of the harvest, and Joanna Gaines is a master at bringing the outdoors in. We can do the same by incorporating natural elements into our decor. Think about using pumpkins and gourds in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, from the classic orange to the more subtle pale green and white varieties. Place them on your mantel, on a side table, or even in a large wooden bowl as a centerpiece. Beyond pumpkins, consider using branches with changing leaves, bundles of wheat, and dried corn stalks. These elements bring a sense of life and a connection to the season, grounding your home in the rhythm of nature. They are also incredibly affordable and can often be found right in your own backyard or a local farmer's market. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and in a farmhouse, it's a place of warmth and gathering. To get that cozy Magnolia feel, we can focus on styling our kitchen with items that are both beautiful and functional. Display your cutting boards, especially if they have a beautiful worn patina, by leaning them against the backsplash. Use open shelving to showcase your collection of vintage dishes, ceramic mugs, and glass jars. A large, rustic wooden bowl on the counter can be filled with fresh fruit or decorative gourds. Hang a simple wreath made of dried herbs above the stove. These touches make the kitchen feel inviting and lived in, not just a sterile space for cooking. It's about making every piece a part of the overall design. One of the most charming aspects of a warm, vintage farmhouse style is its ability to transition seamlessly between seasons. This is where we can introduce a subtle nod to early Christmas without going full-blown holiday crazy. It's about a gentle whisper, not a loud announcement. We can start by incorporating elements that work for both fall and winter. Think about bringing in more pine cones and evergreen branches alongside your fall decor. You might introduce a few simple, unadorned wreaths made of natural materials. A string of warm, white fairy lights draped over a mantel or a window can create a magical glow that feels just as right in late autumn as it does during the holidays. It's about a gradual, beautiful shift that extends the cozy season. If you're lucky enough to have a fireplace, the mantel is your canvas for creating a show-stopping focal point. Joanna Gaines often uses the mantel to anchor a room, and for our fall theme, we're going to layer it with warmth and texture. Start with a large, vintage mirror or a piece of rustic art as the central element. Flank it with mismatched candlesticks, some brass, some wood, some ceramic, at varying heights. Drape a simple garland of dried leaves or pine cones across the top. On the hearth below, arrange a collection of different-sized pumpkins and gourds, maybe even with a cozy basket of kindling wood nearby. This creates a balanced, yet perfectly imperfect, display that draws the eye and makes the room feel incredibly inviting. The walls in a farmhouse are more than just a partition, they are a key part of the design. While we might not be adding shiplap, we can still achieve a similar effect by focusing on the texture and color of our walls. A creamy, off-white paint can instantly brighten a space while still feeling warm. For a more rustic touch, consider a faux lime wash or a plaster effect that adds a subtle, textured look. Even a simple, matte paint finish can give a room a soft, velvety feel. These backdrops allow your vintage furniture and decor to truly stand out, creating a cohesive and intentional look. It's about choosing a wall treatment that feels classic and timeless, providing the perfect canvas for your autumn masterpiece. A common thread in Joanna Gaines' designs is the use of curated collections. Instead of having a single, random object, she groups similar items together to create a powerful visual statement. For our vintage farmhouse fall theme, we could create a collection of different-sized glass bottles, all in shades of amber and clear glass, arranged on a windowsill. Another idea is to gather a set of vintage wooden bowls, varying in size and patina, and stack them on an open shelf. The key is to find a theme that resonates with you and then build on it. This intentional grouping makes a home feel collected and thoughtfully designed, as if each piece has a purpose and a place. Windows are a great opportunity to bring the seasonal charm inside. Instead of heavy, formal curtains, a farmhouse aesthetic often favors simple, natural fabrics. Think about using light, airy linen curtains that let plenty of natural light filter through. For fall, you can add a simple garland of faux or real fall leaves to the top of the window frame, or place a few small pumpkins on the windowsill. This approach keeps the space feeling open and bright while still adding a touch of festive decor. It's a way to frame the view to the outside world, creating a beautiful connection between your cozy interior and the changing landscape. It's a simple detail that makes a big difference. The dining room is where we gather to share meals and create memories, and for fall, it's the perfect place to showcase a harvest theme. Start with a beautiful, rustic wooden table. If you don't have one, a simple tablecloth in a natural fabric like burlap or linen can work wonders. The centerpiece is key. You could use a long wooden board with a mix of candles, pumpkins, and a scattering of leaves and pine cones. Layer your place settings with mismatched vintage plates, cloth napkins tied with a sprig of rosemary, and maybe even a small gourd placed on each plate. This creates a table that feels abundant, inviting, and truly special, perfect for a long, lingering meal with loved ones. Lighting is an often overlooked but crucial element in creating a cozy atmosphere. Joanna Gaines understands that the right lighting can make a room feel warm and inviting, no matter the time of day. We're not talking about bright, overhead lights. Instead, we're focusing on layers of warm, soft light. Think about using table lamps with simple, linen shades, floor lamps to illuminate a dark corner, and of course, candles. Lots of candles. A variety of candles, tapers in candlesticks, pillar candles in hurricane vases, and small votives, can create a magical, flickering glow that instantly makes a room feel more intimate and comfortable. It's about creating pockets of light that draw you in and make the space feel like a hug. Your bedroom should be your ultimate sanctuary, and with a few vintage farmhouse touches, you can make it a true retreat for the fall season. Start with a neutral and cozy bedding foundation, maybe a crisp white duvet cover. Then, layer on a chunky knit throw blanket at the foot of the bed and some pillows in warm, earthy tones. On your nightstand, a small vintage-style lamp and a simple vase with a single branch of dried foliage can add a touch of rustic elegance. A small, distressed wooden stool can serve as a side table or a place to stack a few old books. These elements create a peaceful and serene space, a perfect place to unwind at the end of a long day. The cozy farmhouse style doesn't stop at the front door. Your porch or patio is the first impression of your home, and with a few simple fall touches, you can make it incredibly welcoming. Start with a large doormat that has a simple, rustic design. Flank your front door with planters filled with mums in warm, fall colors. Then, arrange a variety of pumpkins and gourds in a thoughtful, layered display. You could also lean a vintage wooden ladder against the wall and drape a fall-themed wreath or a simple plaid blanket over it. A couple of comfortable rocking chairs with a warm throw blanket on each can complete the look, inviting guests and family to sit and stay a while. A key element of a truly vintage farmhouse style is the art of repurposing. Joanna Gaines is a master at this, taking something old and giving it a new life. Think about finding an old wooden ladder and using it as a blanket rack in your living room. An old window frame, stripped of its paint, can become a beautiful piece of wall art. A collection of vintage seltzer bottles can be used as vases. The key is to look at old items not for what they were, but for what they could become. This approach not only saves you money but also adds a layer of history and unique charm to your home that you simply can't buy in a store. It's about seeing the beauty in the past and bringing it into the present. A wreath is more than just a decoration, it's a seasonal statement that welcomes guests into your home. While you can find beautiful pre-made wreaths, there's something special about a handmade one. For a vintage farmhouse fall look, think about a wreath made of natural materials. You could use a grapevine wreath as a base and then add in elements like dried leaves, small pine cones, sprigs of wheat, and even a few tiny pumpkins. The key is to keep it looking organic and a little bit wild. Hang it on your front door, over a mirror, or on a kitchen cabinet. It's a simple, yet powerful way to announce the arrival of the new season and add a pop of natural beauty. Decorating isn't just about what you see, it's about what you feel and what you smell. To truly create that cozy, Magnolia farmhouse vibe, we need to engage all the senses. The smell of fall is just as important as the sight of it. You can achieve this by using scented candles with notes of cinnamon, apple cider, and pumpkin spice. Another great idea is to simmer a pot of water on the stove with orange slices, cloves, and cinnamon sticks. The aroma will fill your entire home, making it feel instantly warm and inviting. A basket of freshly baked goods on the counter, a few branches of pine, or even some fresh eucalyptus can also contribute to that sensory experience, making your home feel incredibly special. Joanna Gaines has a knack for adding unexpected, whimsical touches to her designs that make a space feel personal and full of life. It's these little details that give a home its unique personality. For our fall theme, we could add a small, vintage-inspired sign with a charming phrase like "Autumn is a second spring" to a bookshelf. A small collection of miniature ceramic squirrels or mushrooms could be tucked among the pumpkins on a mantel. Or perhaps a single, small pumpkin painted with a fun design. These small, playful elements prevent a room from feeling too serious or overly curated and instead make it feel joyful and authentic. It's about finding those little things that bring a smile to your face. As fall winds down, the transition to Christmas should feel natural and effortless. Instead of a sudden change, we can build upon our existing vintage fall decor. We already have the warm, neutral foundation, and the natural elements like pine cones and pine branches. Now, we can start to introduce more festive touches. Maybe a few simple, handmade ornaments on a small tabletop tree, or a simple garland of evergreen and berries draped across a doorway. The early Christmas charm is not about overwhelming your home with decor, it's about a gentle evolution. It's a nod to the coming holidays that feels right at home with your cozy fall sanctuary. It's a beautiful way to extend the magic of the season. And there you have it, friends. A complete guide to transforming your home into a cozy, Joanna Gaines-inspired vintage farmhouse haven for fall, with a subtle whisper of early Christmas charm. We've covered everything from creating a warm, earthy color palette to hunting for those perfect thrifted treasures and arranging them into beautiful vignettes. Remember, the key is to focus on layers, textures, and bringing the beauty of nature inside. It's not about spending a lot of money, it's about seeing the potential in every piece and making your home a reflection of your own unique story. Now it's your turn to unleash your inner designer and get started on your own cozy masterpiece. I'd love to see what you create. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next adventure, and leave a comment below telling me which of these ideas you're most excited to try. From all of us here at Knife Vintage, happy decorating!